Today we're learning how to calculate the structure of an atom. To calculate the structure of the atom, we are finding out the number of protons, neutrons, and electrons an atom has. Both protons and neutrons are together in the nucleus of the atom. The electrons are in the outside in what we call energy levels or energy shells. To find out how many protons an atom has, you simply look on the periodic table, because the number of protons is given to us on the periodic table as the atomic number. Every atom of a particular element will always have the same atomic number as every other atom of that element. Now, there is no number we can look for on the periodic table to find the number of neutrons. We have to calculate the number of neutrons. And to do that, we take the mass number and we subtract from that the atomic number, the number of protons. And that answer will be our number of neutrons. This is because the mass is the total of the protons and the neutrons in the nucleus, the two particles that contribute to the mass of an atom. So they give us the mass number, and from there we subtract the atomic number, and that gives us the number of protons. Now, for the electrons, there's two different possibilities. If we have a neutral atom, the number of electrons is the same as the number of protons because they cancel each other out. So if you have a neutral atom, your number of electrons will be the atomic number. But what if you don't have a neutral atom? What if you have an atom with a positive or a negative charge, what we call an ion? Then we have to calculate the number of electrons. And to do that, you're going to take the atomic number and subtract the ion and its charge. Now that you have the basics down, let me show you an example. Here's the nuclear symbol of helium-4. Here is the isotope symbol. So they're both telling us the same thing. Helium with a mass of 4. In the nuclear symbol, they also give us the atomic number. In the dash symbol, they don't give us the atomic number because you can look that up on the periodic table. So the protons is equal to the atomic number. And the atomic number is 2. If they had given us this symbol, we would have to look up helium on the periodic table. So the number of protons is 2. Neutrons. We take the mass number, which is 4, and we subtract the atomic number, which is 2. So 4 minus 2 equals 2 neutrons. For the electrons, this is not an ion because there's no plus or minus symbol at the top. This is not an ion, it's a neutral atom, so that means that the number of electrons will be the same as the number of protons. So we have 2 electrons. Now we'll do another example. Okay, here we have bromine, and this bromine has a mass number of 80, an atomic number of 35, and it is a -1 ion. So the number of protons is the atomic number, which for bromine is 35. And since this is in a nuclear notation, they have given it to us as the bottom number on the fraction. The number of neutrons, we always have to calculate. Mass number minus atomic number gives you the number of neutrons. So 80 minus 35 is 45 neutrons. The electrons are also calculated. You take the atomic number, which is 35, and you subtract the ion number and the ion charge. So we take 35 and we subtract a -1 because the ion charge is negative, so we subtract a -1. And if you remember from math class, anytime you subtract a negative, it's the same as adding. So 35 minus a -1 is 36. So 36 electrons. For our last example, we'll do lithium +1-7. So here, we do not have nuclear notation. After the dash, they're giving us the mass number. And then the +1 at the top is our ion charge. What they're not giving us in this format is the atomic number. So we look on the periodic table, and we see that lithium here is element number 3. So lithium has an atomic number of 3. So the number of protons in a lithium is 3. Neutrons, again, we take the mass and subtract the number of protons. So 7 minus 3 is 4 neutrons. Electrons, this has a +1 at the top of it, so it's not a neutral atom, so we have to calculate. Atomic number 3 minus the ion number and charge, so minus a +1. So 3 minus a +1 is 2. So this lithium has 3 protons, 4 neutrons, and 2 electrons.